If you're a high school basketball player that wants to stand out on the court to your coach and earn more playing time, then you need to make a bigger impact on defense. Yes, that's right, defense. Because coaches, that's what they notice. While the fans in the stands might focus on offense, the fans don't hand out playing time. So today, I'm going to share a question that you can ask yourself in order to make a bigger impact on the defensive end of the court. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So believe it or not, you can have a huge impact on a basketball game and have a huge impact on your team's success on the defensive end of the court. You do not need to be some, top scorer. There are some players that don't need to score a point to have a huge impact on the game. You don't need to be the best shooter in the world. And by making this defensive impact, coaches notice it and they want those kind of players on the floor. They need those kind of players on the floor. So you can become that kind of player. And today I talked about a question. I want there to be a question in your mind when you're playing defense, no matter what position you are on defense, whether you're guarding the ball, one pass away, 2 or 3 passes away in the back of the defense. It doesn't matter where you are, but you should have a question in your mind. And that question is the ball worried about me? Is the ball worried about me as a defender? And so today we're going to talk about some ways that in each one of those positions, it doesn't matter where you find yourself in relation to the ball on defense, that you can worry the player with the ball, that you can worry the offense, okay? So we're going to talk about some ways to do that in each position. Now, before I get started, I'd love to give you a free gift just for listening in, just for joining me today. So if you haven't already downloaded the 8 intangible skills coaches love to see in players, be sure to go to the link in the description below, or you can simply go to hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles. This is a great checklist to print out, post on your wall, great reminder for things that you can do both on and off the court that stand out to coaches. Okay, so let's talk about in relation to the ball where you might be on defense. And when you ask yourself, is the ball worried about me as a defender? The things you should be doing in order to be worrying the offense. Now, the most obvious is when you're playing on ball, when you're the player that's guarding the ball, okay? However, that's not always the case. Now, your coach has a defensive philosophy and a defensive scheme, and I want you to do whatever your coach tells you to do. Sometimes your coach is going to have you playing more pressure defense, sometimes laying off a bit. But a good rule of thumb is that you need to be in the consciousness of the ball handler. We've done entire episodes in the past on just this on-ball defense. But in general, the ball has to be worried about you. The ball can't be sitting there going, I need to organize my offense. I'm going to make a pass into the post. I'm going to make a pass to the wing. I'm looking to see where I'm going to drive. Okay? You need to be close enough to have them worried, to have them concerned. You need to be active enough to have them worried, to have them concerned. So a good rule of thumb is, have you ever been in a conversation with somebody, maybe at a party or something, where somebody walks up and they're like a close talker? They just get a little too close. They're in your personal space. They bother you. You got to step back. They're right in your face. They don't mean anything by it. It's just the way they operate. But you're like, wait a second, give me 6 inches, give me some space. I can't, you're just too close. You're in my bubble. You need to get into the ball handler's bubble. You need to be in their consciousness. They need to be worried about you no matter what they're trying to do, whether they're trying to organize their offense, whether they're trying to make an entry pass, whether they're trying to make a wing pass, whether they're trying to initiate the offense, whether they're trying to get into a driving lane. They have to be worried about you. So that's the most obvious. Now, what if you're not guarding the ball? You might say, well, how is the ball going to be worried about me if I'm not guarding? Well, if you're one pass away, they can be worried about your positioning. So obviously you need to be still guarding the player you're guarding and aware of them, but you can't be stuck to them and leaving driving lanes wide open, right? You need to be in the proper position that, one, your positioning is hindering them wanting to even drive in that lane, but where they know that, oh, that player is alert, they're aware of me, they're in the proper position, their feet are active, they're in a stance, they're going to help. I can't drive there. Oh, but look, they're so aware of their player and they're so active. They're moving, right? They're so active. I don't know if a pass is going to get through. They might get in the passing lane. Look, they're wide, they're active, they're alert, as well with your voice. You're talking to your teammate that's guarding the ball. I've got your help. I've got your help right. I've got your help left, or whatever the case might be. You got a screen coming. You get a screen coming right. You get a screen coming left. Your communication is active as well. So the ball's sitting there. They don't just have to worry about the person that's guarding them. They got to worry about you. I don't know. It looks like a real hassle to go right because that player's there. And I don't know if I want to have a turnover passing to that side because that player's there, right? You've got to be in their consciousness. You've got to worry them. And then another position you might find yourself in, what if you're 2-3 passes away? What if you're in the back of the defense? Whether that is on the baseline when the ball's up top, or what if the ball's on, the right wing and you're on weak side? Well, that's when you have to be the most active in order to get into the ball's consciousness and make them worried about you. And one of the ways of, having them be aware of you and having them worry about you is using your voice more, because you've got a view of the entire offense and defense when you're on the back end of the defense, right? So you can be giving reminders and help to your teammates that are guarding the ball or one pass away, calling out screens, watch the lob, watch the skip pass. Make the ball aware that you're aware. You're aware of everything that's going on, and not only are you aware, you're helping your other teammates to organize the defense and to play better defense. They're worried about you. They're conscious of you, okay? And as well, you've got to be active. You can't just stand in the back of the defense like a goon, just, waiting for the ball to swing around or get lobbed across or whatever the case might be. That's when you got to be even more active physically too. Being aware of the players that you're guarding, making sure they're not getting behind you, letting the ball know that you're aware of them. So you've got to be more active with your voice and more active with your body, even when you're in the back of the defense, so to speak. Okay? So your goal as one of these defenders that ask themselves the question, is the ball worried about me? Is to frankly be, no matter where you are in relation to the ball, you want to be a pain in the ass to the offense. And you want the ball to just go, it doesn't matter where that defender is. They're guarding me, pain in the ass. They're one pass away, pain in the ass. They're on the back end, pain in the ass. You've got to be in the consciousness, no matter where you are on defense, of the ball. So that's the tip for today. That's the question you can ask yourself. If you want to make an impact, if you want the coach to see you stand out on defense, if you want more playing time, we're getting right in the heart of the season here. Want more playing time, earn it on the defensive end. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give me a like. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know how this is helpful to you in a comment below. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.